What's good, YouTube? We got a little side quest video today. I was given this recommendation by a friend to you know do what I eat in a day. Um, so yeah, we're gonna show you what I eat in a day. So I'm in the kitchen right now. Breakfast time, even though it's 10:20. Might have woke up a little late, but yeah. Let me show you what I got cooking up here. So first thing I start off with is some chopped spinach. I like to mix this in with my eggs, to get some greens in. I don't really measure it because it's vegetables. You don't need to measure no vegetables, man. Vegetables are good for you. So put that in the pan with some salt and some pepper. Whip that up real quick. I try to manage the salt as well as possible, and then I just let that cook for a little bit since it's frozen. And then over here I have like a little griddle that I use to heat up my stuff, and usually I have some turkey bacon and some Canadian bacon that I like to eat for my breakfast along with my eggs, bread, stuff like that. But I ran out of that, so we're only doing eggs, bread, and then yogurt. So I got some Days, the little thin ones that are only 60 calories a piece. I do 2 of them because I usually get the bigger one, but those tend to expire really fast. So by getting the smaller ones and going through them more quickly, I'm able to actually eat the bread before it goes bad, which is, you don't want your bread going bad. So I just leave that in the griddle for a little bit, let that toast. I like my bread with a little bit on the darker side when I cook it, but to each their own. So the next thing we're gonna add are the eggs into the pan. Gonna scramble them up because I like scrambled eggs. Don't like them any other way. My last cut, I used to eat a lot of egg whites, but then I realized I don't really like eggs that much. So I'd rather just eat 2 eggs, like a lesser amount of eggs, than just get a plate full of egg whites to kind of fill yourself up. That's just me though. I feel like I can live off the lower volume of food than, just sacrifice my taste buds for it. Also, do you guys, whenever you make eggs, if you guys cook out there, y'all can probably make eggs. Hopefully y'all can make eggs. Like when you crack the eggs and the stuff gets on your fingers, even when I cook anything, I always just go back and forth trying to get stuff off my fingers. I hate having like food residue on my fingers. It's just, a pet peeve of mine. But yeah, the eggs are basically done. Eggs are really fast to cook. Like I put that in there for like a minute or two and it's already done. I had the flame really high. So halfway through the cooking, I just turn off the flame, and then I, just scramble it around, let it sit there, and then that's it for the eggs. We're gonna do the next part, which is, making my yogurt concoction bowl. Kind of burnt the bread. I always tend to do this, especially with the smaller pieces. I forget to turn the little griddle down a little bit, but let's just go ahead and basically plate the first half of the meal I have today. This handle gets really hot. Don't like that. Transferring of heat and all that. But let's put this in the sink. sure to wash all your dishes while you're cooking. It's really important. Set that right there. So, got our plate, some eggs, spinach, and some bread. Let's see, where is it at? My food scale. Really important to use when cooking some things. I use it to measure how much stuff I put on top of my eggs and stuff. So I'm gonna measure how much honey I'm gonna put on top of my eggs, because I like putting honey on my bread and eggs. Maybe weird, but I think it tastes good. And then I put some Taco Bell mild sauce on my eggs too, because why not? I do this every day. I also think it tastes good. So the mix of spicy and sweet with the honey just makes a good combination for any plain or dull eggs. So we had 8 grams of eggs, no, 8 grams of honey on there. So now we're gonna move on to making our yogurt concoction. So I start off with some PB2, good peanut butter replacement. If you guys like peanut butter out there, I just use it because it's high in protein, easy way to get your macros in during the morning. I do 16 grams. Yeah, 16. That's 20. Well, today we're gonna do 20 grams of PB2, and we're gonna do some granola. I really like this branded granola. It's high in protein and also it's coconut flavored. Who doesn't like coconut? I mean, I know there's some people out there that don't like coconut, but coconut to me tastes really good. So I do 10 grams of this because granola in general is pretty high in calories since it's nut based. Nuts are primarily fat. When you consume a lot of fat, I'm not sure if I remember the calorie ratio, but for every gram of protein, it's like 2 or 3 calories. Well, every gram of fat is like 5 or 6 or 7. I'm sorry. But yeah, put 10 grams of that in there. And then, I'm not sure why I put away the honey. I also mix honey into the mixture. Put about 10 grams of that in there too. There we go. And I like to put in some water before mixing it together. PB2 is really weird with like the consistency of actually getting peanut butter consistency. You have to put like the exact amount of water when making it, especially when mixing it with other stuff. Kind of hard to get it down. Like right now, yeah, I perfectly did it. See that right there? That's like more chunky peanut butter, as you know, the brands like to say. And then last thing I throw into the mixture, well, second and last thing I throw into the mixture is some high protein yogurt. Again, Ratio brand, because it's, you know, just all high protein stuff. And out of all the yogurts out there that I've seen in stores, it's got the highest amount of protein. So yeah, I also think the flavor between all the other competition like Oikos and Chobani tastes the best. So that's why I mix it in there. Great way to start your morning. To me, this is like a little sweet treat to get myself energized for the day. Then I just mix it together with the peanut butter. And then usually I would put some fruit in here, but the other day people in my house made kind of a fruit salad. So I'm gonna just have this on the side with my breakfast. So I'll see you in a little bit. I'm gonna put this all up and show y'all what the first meal of the day is looking like. Alright guys, so this is basically it right here. We got the eggs and bread, my yogurt, and then some fruit. And then in the bottle right there I have some water. So I'm gonna eat this, and then I think I'm gonna go to the store today and show y'all how to cook a little something that I enjoy. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna make though, so I'll think about that while I'm eating. So I'll see y'all in a little bit. Okay guys, what was I gonna say? Oh, so I'm making my pre-gym kind of drink thingy. So I thought I would just get that on camera. So you got some creatine here. Go ahead and put 5 grams of that into the mixture. You know, that says 6, but you know, more never hurt anyone. Then we're red 40 maxing with some red fruit punch flavored Gatorade. I mean, I'm basically just trying to finish this because I had it for my bulk for like quick carbs, but you know, if I don't finish it, it's just gonna sit there the whole time. So I put, where's the scale not working? All right, so yeah, like I was saying, I put 12 grams of this into my mixture right here for some carbohydrates, and then I finish it off with some collagen. You know, gotta put y'all on to the collagen, man. Good for the skin, good for the joints. I started taking it because it's good for your joints, but you know, the skin part is kind of like good side effect. So I put about 10 grams of this into the mixture, and then also it's what's it called? It's a byproduct from, it's like a protein byproduct collagen. So whenever you like cook bones or things like that, that like stuff at the top that kind of separates from it, that's collagen. And because this is like beef collagen, it's got a lot of protein, so it's also a good side effect. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix this with some water. You can mix it with whatever liquid I guess you want, like milk. You could do that. I'm not sure you want to mix milk and what's it called? Milk and Gatorade. Wouldn't be like the greatest idea, but you know, to each their own. So I'm gonna drink this, and then we're gonna film today's video, and then I'm gonna get back to y'all when we start cooking our lunchtime meal, I guess. All right guys, so I'm back from the gym. I'm about to, can't speak. I'm about to edit the video, but I'm showing y'all what I'm about to eat right now. So we had some leftover salmon from the weekend. I have it right here. It was like glazed with honey or something like that. Adds a little bit of extra calories, but you know, not much to worry about. That's 260 grams of that. Then on the side, I'm gonna eat some grapes. So yeah, that's basically what I'm gonna eat right now. Just wanted to show you guys, you know, post-workout meal. So yeah, I'll see y'all later for the, cooking portion of this video. Recording? We are. All right, guys. So here with dinner. Let me take this off. It's too hot to be wearing all that. But yeah, guys. Here with my dinner. So I'm gonna give y'all a little cooking demonstration. Of course, you gotta wash your hands before handling any food. I already did that, so yeah. We're gonna be making some Asian flavored salmon, kind of. I just be throwing what I think are some Asian flavors onto the salmon. I like my salmon with the skin on. A lot of people, you know, some people don't, but I prefer it because it gets like a, crispy texture on the skin side. Also, this one came with skin, so might as well just not take it off. So I'm gonna cut my salmon into some portions here, about 2 finger lengths. Yeah, 2 finger length portions. Make it easily cookable and all that. Okay, this one's a little smaller because of how they cut the salmon, but I'm gonna go with some, just some simple seasoning, some salt, pepper, and I forgot one more thing. Let me see if I can find it. Garlic. Some garlic powder on top. Yep. Okay. When you're cooking salmon or just any kind of meat and you cut it into pieces, make sure to season every side. You don't want to be left with a side that's not seasoned. That's just, annoying. This knife also sucks. It's not cutting completely through the salmon. But yeah, like I was saying, you want to season everything. Probably gonna make a cut here to, whenever all of this is seasoned well. Okay. One part, and then I'm gonna go. All right, guys, I'm gonna let the salmon sit and kind of, absorb the salt. It's good to do that with any meat. If you're able to let it sit in whatever you seasoned it with, it's good practice. I think it enhances the flavors. So on the side, we're gonna be cooking a sweet potato in the oven, and then we also have some romaine lettuce that I'm gonna sit the salmon upon. Let me go ahead and wash my potato. Leave the skin on because I don't feel like taking off the skin. Where'd I put the knife? You can wash the knife that you cut the salmon with, or you can use a completely different knife. It really doesn't matter if you wash it or not, because in the end you're gonna be cooking things at a high temperature, so whatever is stuck to the knife or anything like that, you're gonna get rid of it with the high heat. So I'm gonna cut my potato into some squares. I'm not sure if I have a pan to cook this in, which would not be good, but yep, gonna do that. Just cut it into some rough chunks. You don't really need to be too picky on the size that you cut them in. Of course, if you cut them into smaller pieces, it's gonna cook faster in the oven. I set my oven to 400 degrees. Not really sure what temperature you're supposed to do it at. I really don't care. I just put it at 400 and then periodically go check on them with a fork. Try to poke them, and then if the fork is able to go through, like easily, then you're it's done. So I need you, I need you, I need you right now. I need you right now. Ding, ding. I'm gonna just use this. I'm gonna be using a cake pan. Not the greatest thing to use when cooking potatoes, but it's whatever. I'm gonna throw these in there. Could just do this. Okay. And then with the potato, it's just one potato. I'm gonna season it basically the same as the salmon. Just salt, pepper, some garlic powder. And also, for the seasoning to stick onto the potato, I like to add a tiny bit of olive oil, because even though olive oil or any kind of oil is, high in fat, this is a good fat. Also, I'm not going to be drenching it in oil, and the calories, I've accounted for them. It's not like it's going to make or break your cut. But yeah, I have my potatoes all seasoned. You can kind of do this, roll them around in the seasoning. Make sure to spread the oil all around your potatoes and stuff, because the oil is also acting as a binder. So the seasoning that you put on the potatoes is gonna stick better to the flesh of the potato, and yeah, just won't fall off. So yep, got my potatoes here. Gonna wait for the oven to warm up. Gonna let my salmon rest, and then for the romaine lettuce, I'm just gonna take one head, wash it. Always wash your vegetables and stuff like that. So it's just gonna be the lettuce. The salmon is just gonna be sat upon the lettuce, because the glaze that I'm gonna make for it is just, it's gonna basically flavor the just romaine salad, I guess. I think that's good enough. So, yep. Just gonna leave that there. Put it in a bowl somewhere. Just gonna put it. Why'd I open the fridge to look for a bowl? Absolutely cooked. I feel like I don't live in this place. Whew. Bowl has been secured. Gonna throw the lettuce in there. Lettuce is gonna taste a little fishy because I'm using the same cutting board that I used to, what's it called? Cut the fish on. But it was gonna taste fishy either way because the salmon's gonna be on it. Gonna wash this off, and then the last thing I'm gonna do is make the glaze for the salmon. See if I can find a bowl. Actually, that's better. So in this pot, I'm gonna throw in some low sodium soy sauce. If I can open it, whoever tightened this shit. All right, there we go. Gonna throw in some soy sauce. I don't really measure it because I don't know. I'm so used to cooking stuff that I don't measure it. I'm gonna throw in a little bit of mirin, which is just some rice wine. Okay. Some of this stuff, if y'all can tell me in the comments what that says. I'm not sure. But I throw it in there. And then some honey. I'm guessing that is about 15-20 grams of honey, and then some hot sauce. I'm using Frank's. This is Nashville hot. I didn't have any other type of hot sauce, but it gives it a good kick. So I'm gonna stir this, and then after I come back from letting everything sit, this is gonna be put on the stove to what's it called? To kind of lose its water. Kind of what's that? I don't know what the word is, but to get thicker. Yeah. So also gonna add one more thing. I don't have fresh. Do I even have that? I do. Okay, there we go. I don't have fresh ginger, so I'm gonna add some ginger powder, just a tiny bit, like that. Give it ginger flavoring. But yep, that's all set. So is that in the right place? It's in the right place. Fuck it. Put that right there. So yeah, that's basically all the prep work done. I just gotta wait a little bit. So I'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys. So I got you do not want to be part of the video, Malia. All right, so I finished cooking the salmon and the potato and all that. So this is what it's looking like. Looks really good. And I got the dip right there, the sauce. It's a lot more salty than I thought, but that's basically all I eat in the day. So I'm gonna see you guys. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow for our leg day. So peace, guys.